Is Pompo the Cinephile anime movie magic or a straight to DVD release? Let's talk about it now. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass. Today I'm going to do a 5-minute review on Pompo the Cinephile, which is out in theaters on April 27, 2022. It's a new anime film from director Takayuki Hirao, and it's a really interesting film. It's one that I love, but I've kind of made to love it. So I'm going to talk about this film for 5 minutes. I'm going to cut this off at 5 minutes, regardless of where I am. And that's, that is both the format of my reviews and also a nod to the director in this film, the director character who likes short movies. So my hot take is I definitely think you should watch this. I thought it was clever. I thought it was really interesting. Like I said, it was kind of made for me. It's about movies. It's about the movie process. It's about editing. And it's about criticism. I loved everything about this movie. And it's an anime, which is something else I love. It's kind of an amalgamation of everything I like. I really enjoyed a lot about it. And I definitely think it's something that is both fresh and interesting to watch. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the film and the things I liked about it. So in Pompo the Cinephile, you have Jean, who is this very nervous assistant to this great director Pompo. She is a very talented director. She's a very brilliant director, but she only directs B movies and tries to keep her movies under 90 minutes. You find out more about that during the film, but Jean is her assistant, trying to learn as much as he can from her and from the movie making process as a whole. He loves cinema. He loves the movies. He's been obsessed about it since he was a kid, and he really hopes to just kind of break into the industry. Eventually, Pompo writes a script and thrusts Jean into the director role. She sees something in him and tells Jean to start directing the film. And that kind of is both a dream for him and also a great stress, because he is a very nervous person. He wants to do right. And so he is now going to make this very big independent movie. And the film is about him making that movie, the troubles that happen along the way, and the process of whether or not he will complete that film. So things I liked about this movie. The first is Jean's character. Look, he's not super relatable at the start. He is likable. You really kind of want to root for him, but he's very nervous. He's not very confident. But then when he starts talking about film, you get glimpses of his passion and his genius. And that's really fun to see. It really makes you want to root for him, want him to succeed when you get to see him kind of use his talents. And they do it in both an anime way and a serious way. In the anime way, they'll have him like when he's editing films, it's very Minority Report. The film reels are kind of spinning around him. He's like cutting with a physical sword. It's a very fun scene. But then also when he's directing, you get to see some of his like directorial vision through his lens and kind of through how he sees it. Oh, that's really fun to see. The second thing I loved is all the movie making references. Look, like I said, this film is kind of made for me. It's got a lot of great things about the industry. It's got a lot of great things about directing and editing and making a film, and even some of the business aspects of it. So, getting the crew together, some of the complexities that can happen on a film shoot. It's got a lot. I mean, they make a movie in this movie. And so it's really fun to see that represented in an anime, but also in one that's still very entertaining and enjoyable to watch. The third thing I really liked is the story parallels. There's a lot of parallels in this film. There are two main characters, Jean and Natalie, who are essentially foils of each other. They both kind of want to be in movies. They both become assistants to people. I liked seeing their interactions. You also see some parallels between like the film that Jean is making and scenes in Jean's own life, and they intersperse them as the film goes on to really kind of drive that home. I liked seeing how those they started to mix and kind of blend during some specific scenes. And also there are some similarities between like Jean and Pompo, the director he is working under. Some of their love of movies and the things that they see are parallels. And so all this really makes you enjoy the movie, and also makes the movie making process blend together. Sometimes the real life scenes blend in with the movie scenes, and it really makes for an interesting way to kind of represent this film. The fourth thing I liked is the music. It's mostly subtle. It doesn't come up very much. Like a lot of animes will have very prominent music. This has very subtle music that really does help to set the mood. You don't notice it a lot, but when you do, it does really kind of emphasize what is happening. I loved hearing it. I loved kind of when I picked up on it. It was a very subtle touch, but it was really well done. The fifth thing I liked is the animation. Look, there's some silly animation. It's an anime, but overall, it has a more realistic anime style. It has a very bright style, lots of really great colors, kind of what you expect from anime, but the animation is also very sharp. There are some very beautiful scenes when the film is being made, or when like Jean is viewing it through his like film lens, like his own like internal film lens. You get some really beautiful shots as well. And the movie itself, when it finally kind of comes together, the movie that they are making is enjoyable to see. It's enjoyable to kind of see how that process then is translated onto the screen. And the last thing I really loved is the film practices what it preaches. The main director Pompo doesn't like movies that are longer than 90 minutes, and so this film is almost 90 minutes. I went back and double checked. I think it's 90 minutes and 5 seconds. Maybe my screener was a little bit off, But you know what? It practices what it preaches. It doesn't stay too long, and it keeps it interesting. There really wasn't much I didn't like. Look, I mean, if you're not a movie person, you might not like this as much as I did. If you're not an anime person, you might not like this as much as I did. But look, I love this film. I thought